Let's roll. Ready, set, let's roll. Ready, set, let's ride. Get your little fine ass on the step, shimmy up inside.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's The Drive. Good morning on the Fan Sports Network, and very special guest, softball coach of the Hurricane Tigers, Matt Hirschi, joining us on the Finley Hyundai Hotline. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Great. How are you, Dev?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us. Excited to talk to you. Obviously, wish I was talking just about softball with you today, and we kind of are, but you guys lost one of your softball coaches tragically a little over a week ago, and I wanted to talk about Sean a little bit, and then I wanted to get into a little bit about what the community's doing to rally around him. But how has this affected you and your kids and your community out there, losing one of the good ones?
Yeah, Dev. The biggest impact, that it's made. I mean, you look at these girls, and we put them to rest this last weekend, and it's just rough watching girls go through something like this, losing somebody that means so much to them, spent so much time with them, and has given them his efforts to their personal growth. It was tough watching these girls mourn him, and it just go back to school thinking about that with that in the back of your mind instead of all the excitement that you should have. Just tragic for our young ladies over here.
Yeah, I heard he was an energetic, fun-loving coach, and the girls absolutely, were always laughing and playing hard for Coach Moore. What else can you tell us about the legacy that he'll leave behind on those girls that played softball for him?
I guess that, if you look at his funeral and in his graveside, all the people that he had gathered, quite an eclectic group of people. Sean had many diverse interests. He was in the country music scene down here. He was he loved to ride his motorcycle. He actually owned, huge Ute fan. John Moore was. He actually owned Swoops, old motorcycles. So he had a group of motorcycle guys there with him. He had all of our softball girls. And then his personal life with his work and his family. But he had just an amazing support group of people that loved him and supported him. He had his funeral here in Hurricane. He was buried in Panguitch, and I videoed a procession at one point where it went over 4 minutes long and had 100 and something cars, supporting him. So that just tells you the kind of guy he was, that everybody loved him and wanted to support, his wife and 3 daughters. Through his funeral and his graveside. But man, Sean could pick anybody up. I dubbed him kind of the people's coach. He worked with our 12-year-olds out here, and he wasn't the X's and O's guys. He wasn't the technique and fundamentals, but man, he knew when a young lady needed to be picked up and helped out, and mentally, and he was just very aware of people around him, and smart guy that way. So we're gonna learn from him that it's more about the wins, the people, than it is about the wins and losses.
Coach Matt Hirschi, our guest here, live on the Fan Sports Network. Coach sharing some memories, telling us how much Sean was loved, and we're lucky. We live in Southern Utah, and we don't see tragedy strike like this very often. But when we do, it can just rip through a community. I mean, I know that everybody's rallying for Sean's family, though, at this point, in his spirit now. And I know the GoFundMe's, north of $30,000 and counting. We've got the link up here on the live stream in the Fan Sports Network studios if anybody wants to donate to that. I guess that is awesome to see how Southern Utah rallies when tragedy strikes. I know there's a fundraiser coming up this Thursday night at Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. So we're going to need St. George folks to rally to that one if people can't make it out from Hurricane to Handel's to get some ice cream. They're donating a big percentage of all their sales from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock on Thursday to Sean's family and his spirit. So I know Ryan Yardley, who's the owner of Handel's, his daughter played for Sean. So there's some ties there, and they want to help out. And I'm sure there's other fundraisers going on as well, Coach. What else is the community doing to try to help out his kids and his wife that are left behind?
Yeah, you know the sports world here, Dev. You've been around it. I've had coaches reach out and offer their support and their condolences. Our rival team in Cedar City's got a great youth program. they got together, they donated, $1,000. But, here in local in southern Utah, we've had a bunch of coaches reach out and say, hey, how can we help? This fall, we're going to have a Sean Moore Memorial Tournament. We're going to get together. The city over here has donated the fields to us. So we're going to gather some teams together and play in his honor, have a little round robin on a Friday or a Saturday. We'll continue to do that, and that money will go to support his wife and 3 kids, losing the sole breadwinner. But, just some great things have been happening. That GoFundMe has been great to see the people's, lives that he's touched. So, but we'll continue to do that, and hopefully this will be a yearly thing. Just play softball in the memory of Sean. That's kind of what the local sports teams love to do here, is support good causes, and we look forward to doing that this fall. We'll get the dates out. Have a good tournament. We've had so many good people in our club, in our community, want to reach out and help and support the Moore family, and as well as the softball community here in southern Utah.
I love that idea, and I will dust off the old Dave Winfield glove, get the old cleats out of the closet. I've kind of put the softball bat and mitt down for the golf clubs the last 6-8 years, but I'll get them out for that. So keep us in the loop. Well, I bet a lot of our listeners would love to know. So keep us in the loop once you get the flyers and once you get the dates. Pass those along to us, and we'll help you get some teams out there for a great cause. That sounds like a lot of fun. Almost like a round robin, like all night, midnight madness type deal, or like a 2-day tournament. I'm sure all those details will come in the weeks to follow.
Yeah, we'll get that out there. Yet to be planned. We still kind of getting everything settled with his passing and trying to support his family as best we can. But we'll get some stuff out for everybody, to be informed. We know the Southern Utah rallies. That's what they do. Got great people here in our community. Anything
planned for the first home Hurricane Tiger football game? I mean, they play Moapa Valley on Friday night. They were on the road last Friday to open the season. I mean, they're going to do a Miracle Minute or anything like that. Have you heard anything like that, Coach, for this Friday night?
I haven't heard anything like that. It'd be a great idea. I know that we've had great support from our administration here, especially with the girls going back to school. I know they've got some counselors and stuff like that ready for them. But I haven't heard any fundraisers that the high school's doing.
All right, Coach Hirschi joining us here, softball coach out in H-Town. Coach, thanks for the time. We'll keep everybody involved in the loop and informed on that softball tournament. In the meantime, link is up to the GoFundMe. You can go to GoFundMe.com. You can search Sean Moore, SEAN. You'll be able to find where to donate, or go to Handles on Thursday night and get you some ice cream, and a portion of all those proceeds from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. will go to Sean's wife and 3 kids. Coach, thanks for joining us. I know this is a heartbreaking time for you and all the kids out there that played for Coach Moore and his family, and our thoughts and prayers with all of you. And thanks for sharing some news and telling us a little bit about Sean. And I love that tournament idea in his name and keeping that legacy going. So look forward to that in the fall.
I appreciate that. Thanks for letting us get on here and share a message and spread the good word.
All right, you got it, Coach. Our pleasure. Coach Matt Hirschi, everybody, joining us here on the Fan Sports Network. And again, help Sean's family out. Such a tragic loss, as he was out doing some country karaoke and tried to kind of play facilitator and got shot and killed. I mean, that's just the heartbreaking reality of the situation. And you heard Matt say that he's put him to rest, and the procession was unbelievable, and the support already in the GoFundMe. And it's a heartbreaking deal, to say the least. We've got to take a break. When we come back, lots more to get to on a Tuesday morning on the Fan Sports Network. Top tweets, some key stats, league leaders, stat watches on for Region 9 football. Now that we got a game under our belt, we'll get to all of it when we come back. Good morning. The kids are going back to school. Parents, are you excited? Kids, are you excited? Get out there, drive safe. Kids are back in school today, finally. Yeah, we had high school football before school even started. I know back to school night was last night. I was running around, jumping from school to school with my kids.